L1, this is L2, are they perpendicular or not? We're going to look into that one. If two lines are perpendicular, then the product of the slope has to be equal to -1. If the slope of two lines product is -1, then the two lines are perpendicular. So we do not know the slope of L1 and we do not know the slope of L2, so we need to figure out what the slope of L1 and L2. Okay, so the best practice is, let's name them. Let's start with the L1. So I am going to be naming this as X sub 1. This is Y sub 1. And this is X sub 2. This is Y sub 2. I need to find out the slope for this one. And then I'm going to say the slope of this line is M1. Then M1 is going to be equal to Y sub 2 minus Y sub 1 over X sub 2 minus X sub 1. So that's the slope formula. Then M1 is going to be equal to, what is Y sub 2? I'll just look at right here. It says -4. I'll be writing that down. Minus, what is Y1? It is -2. You have to be careful. You need to put the -2 inside the parentheses so you do not confuse yourself. Over X sub 2 minus X sub 1. What is X sub 2? It is 4 minus, what is X sub 1? 0. Then we'll have -4, and negative times negative is going to give you positive, so we have -4 plus 2 over 4 minus 0 is going to be just 4. Then we have the slope of the first line is going to be equal to -4 plus 3 is going to give you -2 over 4. If we simplify this one, it is going to be equal to -1 over 2. So the slope of the first line is equal to -1/2. Let's go ahead and figure out the slope of the second line. Okay, the second line is L2. I'm going to call it as slope 2. And I'm rewriting the slope as Y sub 2 minus Y sub 1 over X sub 2 minus X sub 1. All right, so we are going to go ahead and name them. You may start wherever you want, but if you say X sub 1, then this one has to be Y sub 1. If I say this is X sub 2, then this one has to be Y sub 2. Okay, let's go ahead and say this is X sub 1. This is Y sub 1. This is X sub 2. This is Y sub 2. So what is the value for the Y sub 2? It is given as 1. Just plug that in. Minus, what is Y sub 1? It is -5. Be careful. Put it inside the parentheses. Over X sub 2 is 4 minus X sub 1 is 1. Then that will give us negative times negative is going to give you positive. So we have 1 plus 5 over 4 minus 1 is going to give you 3. Then the slope of the second line is going to be equal to 1 plus 5 is 6 over 3. That is going to be equal to what? 2. The slope of the second line, this one, is equal to 2. If these two lines are perpendicular, then the product of their slope has to be equal to -1. Let's go ahead and multiply the slope right here. Let's use a different color. All right. So the slope 1 is -1/2 times, what is the second slope? It is 2. Let's go ahead and multiply it. -1. Okay, as I mentioned previously, there is 1 under this one. Even though we don't write it. You multiply top by top, bottom by bottom, numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. -1 times 2 is going to give you -2 over 2. That is going to give you -1.